Thank you for the lift, my friend. Thank you very much indeed. Ta-ta.
Admitted to the city must be surrendered. All livestock is now property of the local council for the duration of the ongoing emergency. Failure to comply will result in imprisonment and, if necessary, more severe punishment.
You having a chuffing laugh?
We lost most of our herd to wolves on the way here. We've got almost nothing left, and you want to take that from us?
I've got a good mind to...
Problem, citizen?
Forget I said anything. All right. You must agree, this is ludicrous. How are we meant to survive without our livelihoods?
Eyes front and keep your nose clean, newcomer. A noose and a short drop is how we deal with troublemakers. Careful. That sounds like a threat. And people who threaten the fist end up in jail or dead. Now run along before I start taking you seriously.
The pair of you. Just be ready to leave when the time comes.
Oh, you? I know you. How delightful to meet in person. Though, you're shorter than I expected. How is such an overrated question. It's the who and the why that matter, darling. My name's Estra Stir, journalist. I speak to the people of Baldur's Gate so our readers don't have to. You are quite correct. The best broadsheet around. I would certainly recommend picking up a copy in the near future. You are, after all, the star of the next Baldur's Mouth Gazette. If I told you, you'd lose the fun of reading it yourself. It's our juiciest edition in an age bound to get everyone talking about you. Darling, we can't let the readers decide what the content is. We've editors for that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've really said rather too much and written rather too little. Good day.
I just hope somewhere has a good northern beer. Maybe I'll be able to sleep with a decent drink.
Hello? Does anyone want to buy a gazette? I don't know how. I'm only 6. Do you want...
Baldur's Mouth is truly remarkable. I had thought the purpose of a broadsheet was to inform the people, but I see now that I was mistaken. Ink and paper are not as insidious as the voice of the Absolute, but they send out their commands all the same. Think this, feel that, hate them. An excellent question. I would use the mouth to ensure the people did not trust one another. Suspicion creates doubt, and doubt creates dependency. and they would know that they could depend on me. Feared, venerated, adored. I would be everything to them.
City walls and steel watchers to get through.
The preaching Lord has never been so hot.
Stop Baldur's Gate's cushiest
Sandals! Sandals! Where's my sandals? It's all
such a
here!
poor
Balder's Mouth Gazette! A gazette a day keeps the ignorance away!
Sorry about the pong. We've been on the road for more than a 10-day.
Thank Helm we made such good time. The army of the Absolute are back. Certainly encourages a brisk pace. What's the first thing you want to do after we settle in?
Sleep for a 10-day, or maybe 2.
Don't get too comfortable. It's only a matter of time before the army of the Absolute gets here.
The citizen is unconscious and won't be waking up anytime soon.
I don't like this. I don't like the look in some of their eyes. Shucks. This watcher has a short temper.
These street trash need to watch their tone. I don't tolerate disrespect.
If all these folks can just keep their shit together, maybe nobody else will get hurt. Maybe.
Used to think those things were gonna make me feel safer.
Not anymore.
Really won't feel it.
Don't distract me. It's all I can do to stay balanced. Yes, I stole a purse from the evidence room. It was stupid, and I swore to Blaise Portier I'd never do it again. Ever. I have to stand on one leg until she believes me. That's not funny. If I fall, I have to start all over.
Let's see what Portier has to say. She claims she's into it. If you're here to report something, don't bother. The Fist don't give a damn.
The thugs are getting bolder. My husband's been mugged twice this month, if you can believe it. You be safe out there. Can't trust a damn soul.
Keep crime reports short. Do not waste our time with frivolous issues.
And I had to move next to it. With some arms. Forgive me. About time. The Manip assured me a builder would come around a 10-day ago, and hold it. You're not the builder. Which means I've got no use for you. Hooligans at the Mermaid have been using my shutters for target practice. And that's not the half of it. I've had to replace the same window 3 times now, not to mention the mess they've made of my front door. Now either you learn to fix my broken shutters, or you wag your tongue elsewhere.
Lower your voice, madam.
Curse those vandals at the Mermaid. I haven't had a wink of sleep for days. wretched neighborhood.
I'm so. Your daughter.
My daughter, Barbara!
Forgive me. What was her name?
Asked me to come here.
Cooking as fast as I can. Those fists have got bottomless bellies, I swear.
Vanra, how many times do I need to say it? You sent word about a lead, said that I should come see you about it.
Of course, madam. Let me just... Forgive me. Why are you here?
Is this some kind of sick joke? Do you have any idea what I've been through these past few days?
Indeed. Kindly leave this to the Flaming Fist. We have it under control.
My daughter's name is Vanra. We were in the Blushing Mermaid when she went missing.
Madam, tell me. You said... she was... taken from a tavern?
You catch the barest tendrils of magic coiled around the Flaming Fist.
Yes, the Blushing Mermaid down by the docks. I told you 100 times. Why aren't you listening? Yes, the Blushing Mermaid down by the docks. I told you 100 times. Why aren't you listening? Yes, the Blushing Mermaid down by the docks. I told you 100 times. Why aren't you listening?
blushing mermaid down by the docks. I told you 100 times. Why aren't you listening?
Someone or something has tampered with her memory.
What were we discussing?
What is happening? I feel like I'm going mad. Of course. I haven't stopped. I tore that tavern apart. The rooms, every nook and cranny I could think of. She's gone.
Nonsense, I'm fine. Madam, tell me why you're here, and I will assist.
God, you're right. Something's wrong with her. Can you help me? I've no family, and Vanra's father isn't around. The Flaming Fist was my last resort. I'm so afraid. I'm so tired. I've been looking night and day everywhere I could. I've got a little something. Stashed away. From a long time ago. You'll be paid, you have my word. Just find my little girl. Please. Her name is Vanra. She's 7 years old and has red hair, like me. We were in the Blushing Mermaid when she was taken. Just up by the docks. No, unless you count a couple of old drinking mates at the next table. But they'd be no help. They barely remember their own names. I was sober, though. I swear. I stop in the maid for a drink sometimes. But it was only a quick one. Of course. The front of house, Bosun Gannet was there, and the owner of the Blushing Mermaid, Captain Grizzly. Neither lifted a finger to help me look. It was awful. Thank you. I'll head home. Can't stand being around these idiots any longer. Come find me the moment you hear anything.
I apologize for the hassle that woman caused. Such time wasters and troublemakers are a plague on the Flaming Fist.
Blaise Portier is perfectly fine. She's simply under tremendous pressure. There's nothing to worry about. Not for communal use, it seems.
Hello, hello, and all that.
That might be worth a look.
I'm way too big.
not for communal use.
I am listening. Our enemies are everywhere.
Looking ahead. Mind if I do?
So soon, Baldur dos.
Don't want to think about why my eye is itching.
Guard's back, I heard. Better twist some arms, clean up the
Done, shouldn't do it.
Not everyone subscribes to what.
Yes? Well, hello. We don't get to...
Breathe quiet. Move with care.
There's more flaming fists on the street than ever. Maybe.
Try not to get into trouble.
I have a lot on my mind. And one, eating.
There can be no respite.
Never a dull moment. If everyone else minds their business, I'll be fine.
Still attached.
Sight out of mind.
Let's see what Portier has to say. She claimed she'd look into it.
Is this
Still can't fathom that they hang folk in this city. Those gallows get more use than some temples. Every 10 day, I write into the Baldur's mouth about it, and every edition fails to mention it. Pathetic.
Come to have a go. Give it your best shot.
An air of decay hangs over the stooped beggar's form. The smell of rot, the smell of death.
Gold first. Then you can hit me. Tried that once. They took the gold and hit me anyway. Better this way. I still leave with gold in my pockets. So, you having a go or not? Then move. Let someone else have a go.
Come on, open up.
This corpse has been desecrated, displayed, and there's nothing random about it. Circus clothes? What an end for Dribbles the Clown.
The mistress of disease loves us all. Her fondest wish is to free us from the agonies we have. My lungs feel tight. It's happening already.
Oh, calm down with that. It's all in your head. I've a good mind to get the flaming fist before people start chucking themselves into the chiompa. Oh, gods. Be spouting a load of crap. Don't waste your time.
Listen and submit to the mistress of disease.
We've got no choice. We have to do what he says.
The Unsung Tavern. I wonder if my old things are still there. They could be of use to you.
Halt, Civvy. Turn back. This is an active crime scene.
Hold on, Thornhill. I'm tired of standing here. Devella's been up there for ages. Huh, some diversion would be welcome.
Constable Devella said she wasn't to be...
Investigator Valeria outranks her. As you were, Civvy. Fair warning, though. She's in a foul mood.
Get a move on, civilian.
The job description doesn't include be an asshole, Thornhill. Relax.
Delmain's parlor. A place to receive clients and informants. I wonder if it's as I remember it.
I wonder if any of these rooms are available to rent.
Flaming Fist investigation underway. Stay back.
Bollocks! I told those idiots not to let anyone through. You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good. To fetch her another bottle of mead, no doubt. Yes, I'm Devella, the unfortunate colleague. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stelmane's dead, and I've got to find who killed her. Gods. That's it. Proof that I was right. I've been working on an assignment, see? A research project of sorts. I knew my conclusions were sound, but this... I never expected this. I'll tell you what I know. A century ago, there was a man, Saravok Anchev. He was a child of the god of murder, Baal. He ruled the Iron Throne, a dark tower hiding a darker secret. It was the front for a deadly arms-dealing network. There, Saravok amassed an army and sought to become a god. Under his stewardship, the Baal Temple was revived. And with it, the Baal cult itself. Fortunately, the temple was destroyed. And to cleanse the city of Saravok's memory, the Iron Throne was torn from its foundations and cast into the Chionthal. For most, that was the end of it. But cults like that don't disappear overnight. That list you spoke of confirms I'm right. The Baal cult is back. And someone is out there, continuing Saravok's work. I've not ruled out the possibility that it is Saravok himself. The brutality of the killings is certainly reminiscent of his work. But there's something more here. Something new. There's a reverence to these murders. A certain flair. It's as if they were done in worship. The precision of the cuts. The depth, the execution. The best butchers in Faerun couldn't make a cut like that. Trust me, I've asked them. I tried to explain all this to my superiors, but they wouldn't have any of it. They told me to drop it. Told me the city doesn't need another conspiracy theorist and to get back to doing my job before they find someone else to do it for me. But you're not bound by such constraints. Oh, help me out here. Help the city out. I bet if you follow the trail of these murders, you'll be able to unearth the truth of this resurgence. There are patriarchs on the murder target list. I'm oath-bound to secure them first, so I'll be heading to the upper city next. While I'm there, the other potential victims will be at risk. Could you warn them? Not from round here, are you? We're in Baldur's Gate. This is just how things work. Thank you. That's all I can ask, and more than I hoped. Once I'm done with the Patriarchs, I'll head to Basilisk Gate to have another go at convincing my superiors to put some resources into this matter. Meet me there if you've anything more to report. And good luck.
worth a look.
Strange bottle. Even stranger smell.
Let's have a look at myself.
Lots of blood. Some pink stains, too.
Pardon me, sir. You look prosperous. I'll bet you have someone who'd like a nice piece of jewellery at discount price for a good cause. Escape. Escape from Baldur's Gate for my husband and me. Lord Gortash wants Marek's head, so we have to get out. There's a smuggler's sloop leaving for Waterdeep with 2 berths left. But the captain wants a fortune for him. This necklace is all I have. You think so? I wish I shared your optimism, but I can't. For Marek's sake, goodbye.
Pickle trotters ready yet?
You've been caught mid-robbery. Your next move had...
On your command. No mercy.
this was brewed with my...
Who's next?
Start this. Is that blood? No, never mind.
You've been caught in the act.
Yes.
I won't give in.
I wonder if this was brewed with my barley.
Drink up, Lars. We're celebrating. If you won't drink with me, I bet this stranger will. Right, stranger? I'm Clovia Throaks. Pleased to meet you. Our son Gaspar has finally found himself a proper job.
Aye, security at the Steel Watch Foundry. But I still wish he'd taken up the family business.
Now, Lars, you know Gaspar never had the patience for all the stitching a tailor has to do. Sewing rabbit-skin cloaks? Well, that's all right for some, I guess, but not for our Gaspar.
No, our Gaspar preferred hanging around the guild hall. I was afraid he was going to end up as a guild bone breaker.
Good thing I introduced him to darling Tamia Holst. She straightened Gaspar out, found him a place in the foundry.
Serious? I'd promote him from rat catcher, full partner.
No, Blas. I've been trying to tell you something all night. I'm leaving you. I'm starting a new life with Tamia. I'm going to sell the business. The money we used to start it was mine in the first place. I'm afraid that's it. For throats, for cloaks. Oh, dear. The bottle's empty. Let's have another and talk about it.
I think I need to take a walk. In a minute.
I thought you were going for a walk, Blas.
What? Oh, you're still here. Maybe you should take the walk.
I thought you were going for a walk.
What?
Aye, aye. Pull up a seat. If you can find one spare, that is. I tell you what, the murder upstairs has brought some punters, but it's also really spooked folk out of renting rooms. If we get you staying up there, perhaps folk will calm down and realise there's naught to worry about. You can have the whole upstairs floor until this killer thing blows over. Charity! In Baldur's Gate! Good one. Look, mate, I don't want any trouble. Especially not from your lot. Top floor's all yours. If it gets a bit too noisy at night, well, don't sleep above a pub.
Don't want Chef Rovere overhearing us. And don't push. Roger Gherkin.
Bet I can crack that open.
Real
time for playing with cats, especially lazy lumps that
Are those pickle jars ready yet?
Hello, servant ape. Would you kill those rats, please? Their presence vexes me.
The cellars are just down.
Oh, look, Tambourine. A servant comes to help us. Oh, kill those rats, would you? When they're dead, the other servants will feed us.
Why so much business today? Don't customers know there's a war on? Damn rats. Oi, you! I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this cellar yesterday already. Hop to it. Get in there. Probably. Lots of rats in this world. Been having problems with them in cellars for the whole 20 years of my career. Oh, go on. Nothing better to practice your skills on than a few rats.
Anyone for leaks? No? I don't blame you. But don't have some of the leek soup, it looks like I'll be making for next time.
I could pay half now and half tomorrow.
The city is chock-a-block with bodies, thanks to these murders. I can barely keep up with all the orders.
If this keeps up, the gravekeeper is gonna have to bury me too.
You don't want it. It's no scale. You don't want none of this. Trust me.
It's not what it looks like. I promise.
You want to gossip? Go to the elf song. I ain't here to chat.
I could pay half now and half tomorrow. 2/3 even.
Do I look like I was born in a bathtub?
Candle Hallow's tombstones.
Wasting my time.
Right tool will do the trick.
This tombstone appears to be freshly carved. Friedrich Hune, his last connection with this realm severed.
That's cute.
Get ready to die!
We are all going to die. Some of us merely intend to do.
Oh, do you actually want one? Sorry, I can't sell you any right now, but you can look. Mum will be back soon. I mean, shopkeeper will be back soon. Pots! Handmade pots!
Zit, zit, zot. I love chopping things up.
To start
Who
the
doesn't?
stirge. I guess.
Sorry.
Finish them!
Unleash me. I am your death.
Slaughter them!
No time for mercy.
Getting close. The wine cellar. There's a hidden door that leads further in. The mechanism to open it is somewhere among the wine racks. On the other side, you'll find a passageway, known only to those invited to do business.
That might be worth a look. The psionic detector's been activated. There must be Gith hostiles nearby.
Free for the taking.
Yankee. Blacketh has found us. Get rid of them, quickly!
We'll be ready. Meantime, tear every brick out if you have to. If it doesn't come, we must find evidence of its whereabouts.
need a throat slitting.
What now? That's curious. That's curious.
My old home. Thank you for bringing me back. Look around. You'll find some of my things still intact. Perhaps even useful to you.
What's that?
My old sword. My first purchase as an adventurer. No use to me anymore. It's yours, if you want it. Rascal's collar. My poor four-legged friend. Their lives are so brief, so simple, and yet full.
Something over there.
A recipe for fiddlehead soup. A favorite meal of mine. When I had need of meals like that.
Something over there.
An old container for brains. Empty. Shame. It would have been nice to find one to sustain me now. What chains I used to bind my meals? Villains and lawbreakers. You see, I tried to exercise morality where I could.
What's that?
My cutlery set. A gift from my mother. The butter knife is missing, but otherwise it looks to be complete. I don't need it anymore, but the memory stirs something in me still.
Something over there.
A shell. A keepsake from my final voyage. Pinched in a moment of sentimentality. My old wardrobe. The home of all my disguises. We are what we appear to be, and so appearances matter.
Just on a few.
You can see me?
Hush.
What to do? This calls for careful footwork. What path lies before me?
Your violence hasn't gone unnoticed. It's about to be returned in kind.
One day I'll catch a break. But be cautious.
For the Queen!
Have to keep
Incendia via!
Breathe deep and move.
Fresh orders? Up next.
Hope your soul is in good hands.
Hi. I met you before, and could...
I would rather share my camp with...
But...
Come for a chat?
This is the city proper, is it? I didn't expect it to be so outrageously... ordinary.
I made it back. I'm here. Thank the gods. Thank the gods.
The bustle here takes some getting used to. Crackling fire and a tresson for company is usually more my speed. Still, we must flow with the current we find ourselves in, however tumultuous it may be. If you've need of me, I'm glad to help.
Gods, this is the first time in 200 years I've seen these streets in the sunlight. You can forget just how much color there is in the world. Yes, of course we do. I was just, Right. Sorry. What's next?
Baldur's Gate. You know, I never quite believed I'd actually make it back. Wasn't until we got within reach of Worm's Crossing that it felt real. It's so strange. I don't remember much of it, yet I can't help feel like I know it. It feels like home. I suppose it is. Though the chance to savor the moment might be brief, given all that still lies ahead of us. I may have to rely on your local knowledge to plug the gaps in my own mind. Hopefully, I'll remember more than I expect to.
Welcome to the Lower City, where Baldur's Gate truly comes alive.
Murder, oppression, conspiracies. This city has its charms, after all. My mother visited during one of her grand tours of the surface world. She claimed the streets were almost as varied and full of danger as those in Duthcloim. Huh. I never believed her until now.
Bet that will fit in my pack.
not safe here. It's too late for me, but not for you. Run as fast as your legs can carry you. The shapeshifter, or in the red. She seized me from our camp, bore me here to Baal's enclave. She slit my belly and filled her cup with my blood. A toast, she said, to her false god. She told me when her cup ran dry, she'd come for the rest of me. I'm done for. I will hold her off as long as I'm able. Run while you still can. Don't even think about fighting her. This foe is too powerful. You'd underestimate Orin the Red. The last mistake you'll ever make.
Look at it, crawling and sniffing and rooting around in the filth. Is it my netherstone you seek, little piggy? Hush, hush. Orin will take care of you and your little pet. Gortash, the little Lord of Darkness. I know him well. Yes, yes, and he knows me. Knows how my blades sculpt and carve this city. I could peel a fine pelt from the mutt I caught sniffing at your heels. Drag skin from flesh, from bone. I will not slice. Her kind die too easily. The Murder Lord demands a better offering. Something new, sticky, sweet, and delicious. He wants you. The Murder Lord does not need permission to kill. You are dull. A blunt blade unfit to flay. But you could be sharpened, thin and jagged. Yes, I will tell you what to do. You'd prefer my whispers in the tyrant's tongue, hmm?
You heard Gortash's whispers. I see how your skull swarms with his promises. He whinges and wails over the crown of Karsus, wanting to command it without me. Oh, how I long to slit his poxy smile from ear to ear. But I can't touch him. He bound my blade when we first conspired. Gortash didn't want me at first. Didn't trust me. Got me to wag my tongue, swear an oath never to hang him from the hooks. Drip drain him into father's open jaws. You must kill the tyrant. Take the netherstone from his corpse and bring it to my temple.
There we slice and shred each other. The survivor claims the stones. What's left of the other is Baal's. Agree, and I will bring my assassins to heal. They watch you always, longing to spray the crimson from your veins. Refuse me, and you'll learn what happens to those who defy Baal's doctrine. So will your friend.
Orin demands a fight to the death. The prize for the victor, the Netherstones, and the chance to control the crown alone. Accept, and you must kill Gortash. Refuse, and your companion's life may be forfeit, as might your own. Orin's assassins will hunt you like prey for slaughter.
Allies? No. We had a balance. The chosen three. But it tumbled when you turned the Bone Lord to ash. Now, Gortash tries to gouge me from the city. That festering inadequate thinks me a flesher, butchering and cleaving only to whip the herd towards his tin men's oppression. You must kill him. Gore him like a pig prepped for the spit. Only then will you be sweet and sharp, ready for the Murder Lord's purpose. Need? No. I do not need. You are made of nothing. Meaningless flesh and bone. I do not need. I offer. Baal's age approaches, and you could be there to see it. An idol of flesh, made to welcome his bleeding dawn. There is time for you yet. Time to save. Do not underestimate his steel watch. Seek their cradle in the lower city and skewer their skull meat. Make them rust and blood. Then you can gore the lordling again and again and again. But listen close, Bone Killer. Step in my domain while the tyrant still sucks air, and I will carve your failure into your pretty plaything's skull. Bring me his stone, and I will set the bait free. Only then can you and I make exquisite butchery. The victor will set the world to slaughter. That is Baal's offer. He will not make another.
Reporting.
Bet I can crack that open.
We're sorry.
That should work.
Before you ask, I ain't got none of that plum Prosecco. Now, what can I get you, newcomer? Beverages of distinction, or in some cases, extinction, if you ain't careful. How you feeling today? Lucky?
Careful around the steel watch. The old guard gave thieves a slap on the wrist, but those bolted bastards will rip off the whole damn arm.
What's the point in paying the guild for protection when they've pulled back all their crews?
There's a bloody army coming!
Don't mind the ladies' court. Just a game we play. Figuring how we'll kill you if you cross 9 fingers.
Bare hands. A charm, of course. And then you'll do it yourself.
No distractions, mate. 9 Fingers has me watching over Pierre Priss here. Wants our friends in Parliament close with this new Duke making moves.
You did not see me. A peer of the Parliament openly walking the Guildhall would sell a few copies of Baldur's Mouth, I expect.
What? Lady AQ still playing that game? I don't have one ready.
It's an orphanage, Ukta. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment?
Well, they failed to pay tribute. We should withdraw our protection, at the very least.
And cede more ground to the Stone Lord? You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city, my city, to this cult?
We already look weak. If you're seen to be forgiving debts...
I didn't say forgive. Seize the building. Arm any children old enough. If they protect what's mine, we'll consider that a start on what's owed.
Yes, Guildmaster. Excuse me? This is a private council.
Keep your underpants clean, Uktar. We're playing host to a hero. You recall our reports of Ketheric Thorm, General of the Absolute, Champion of Merkel, unkillable Tyrant of Moonrise. Meet the one who killed him. Whichever one gives you the most comfort. The Guild is this city's first and last line of defense. It's only natural that we watch the gates for anyone interesting. I'd say you qualify. I already know the one thing about you that I need to. You've crossed paths with the cult's leadership before, and you're still standing. I mean to burn the Absolute from the face of my city. So if you mean to help, congratulations. We just became the best of friends. Oh, did you enjoy the encounter? I have no doubt you gave them a good talking to. The rats usually keep a lid on their nastier notions, but with the Stone Lord business distracting me, some are starting to test the leash. All the more reason to be rid of the cult quickly, so I can remind my crews it's not a leash round their necks if they cross me. It's a noose. You have? But don't be so quick to bat away a helping hand. You'll find few enough of them in this city. The Flaming Fist can be bought. The Harpers are scattered, and the Parliament of Peers, well, they're just generally too inbred to be useful. The Absolute's at our gate, and the Guild are the only ones truly standing against it. Knowing what I know usually comes at a cost. But let's say we'll put it on your tab. The leader of some new crew that's intent on paining my arse. If he was just another upstart who didn't like paying guild dues, fair enough. But he and his crew make no demands. leave no survivors to pass on a message. All I know is that on every scrap of ground he takes from me, the cult of the Absolute soon starts sprouting. Doesn't matter. Whatever god the prick prays to, I'll send him to meet her soon enough. Simple enough. After Jaheira warned me and then disappeared, I went nosing into the cult for myself. I could bore you with the details. How I found evidence of Gortash's projects, traced him to Orin the Red, and made a safe bet there was some dried-out old necromancer to round out the three. Because it's always the dead, bloody three. Has been half-gods who can't help but make their irrelevance everyone else's problem. Oh. You've got some juicy little tidbit I haven't heard yet. Huh. It seems like my intelligence on you was patchy at best. That's annoying. Don't pout. For a brief second, I did weigh the odds on killing you. But if there's a tainted elder brain slopping around below my city, I think we need one another more than ever. So, as long as you can keep a lid on what's growing inside you, we're allies. Until you can't, and we're not. Simple enough, I reckon. Now, war to be fought. You need anything? I was planning to soften you up a bit first, but... straight to business then. Of all the pains in my arse the Absolute was delivered, one in particular keeps growing. A new gang boss who calls himself the Stone Lord. If he was just another upstart who didn't like paying guild dues, fair enough. But he and his crew make no demands. Leave no survivors to pass on a message. All I know is that on every scrap of ground he takes from me, the cult of the Absolute soon starts sprouting. He's a prick, whoever he prays to. We know where he plans to hit next. A little operation the Guild have running in the city's counting house. Likely my crew has it in hand. Snare set, ready to draw it tight. But I like a little certainty. And you've dealt with bigger bastards handily enough. Obliged. Shouldn't pose any problem for you. In return, if I can offer aid, information, just ask.
Knife. A hot one, I think.
Better be cautious. Come on, open up.
not past this. An ordinary lamp. Not a trace of magic on it.
That's curious. fresh orders?
All right, what now?
But we are troublemakers. Shut up and keep your mucky little peepholes peeled. We see, we know. What's the name of that river down there?
What's this? A heretic in our midst? Your death, in the Dread Lord's name.
Slaughter them! Lila Lurl.
Evil the
exhausted. Better find somewhere to camp soon. Can't risk being in open view.
The Stone Lord plans to rob the counting house, and Nine Fingers means to trap him there.
It's Uktar you want. Old Silver Smile there.
You are not known to me. For supplies, seek the Bugbear. To trade trinkets, the Fetcher's Brats. I am Uktar, duly elected Guild Bursar, and I will not have my time wasted.
Urkta, 11th month of the year, more commonly known as the Rotting, a time in which all things decay and die.
By telling you where he is, in direct defiance of my Guildmaster's orders. I have not come so far by indulging in petty disputes. But I am open to transactions of mutual benefit. I am interested in gaining access to vaults beneath the counting house. I'd pay well for keys to those vaults, provided said vaults are not emptied prematurely, of course. I suspect that what you seek might also be found beneath the counting house. I tell you this only as a matter of mutual interest. What you do with that information is a matter for yourself. Now, back to the vault keys. Do we have business to conduct? Until you do, then.
Your eyes are going to want to wander all over this gold. It's only natural. Just make sure it stops at your eyes, aye?
We're all on the same side, friend.
Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop. You buying or selling? Let's just say the previous owners no longer have a use for them. Got me?
Scared shitless of this stone.
Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop. You buying or selling? Sometimes stuff we sell comes back around to us again. So watch yourself. Got me?
Don't bug me. I'm making plans. Big plans, see?
I'm busy doing a thing. Talk to Sticky.
Guy, he's all riled up. Best you do go away. Guy, he's all...
The Guildhall has one rule. All crime stays in the city streets, where it belongs. Break this rule, and you die.
Stop! What are you doing? Are you trying to sneak past Tuskgrunts? Do not worry. Guild's friends are Tuskgrunt's friends. And I don't hurt my friends. Unless they deserve it.
You're supposed to be looking out for us, not the bloody skies.
Not my fault. I've got no...
Who let you through? Tuskgrunt? Bloody idiot.
Here's the 9 fingers. Good luck.
If I were you, I'd turn around and walk right out of this alley. Now! God, this is boring.
This ain't a public rooftop. It's mine, so piss off!
Get bored of standing in this
It's great getting paid to do nothing but scratch my arse. Dream job, this.
Not my dream.
Boy, mess with us, and it'll be the last thing I do. I mean, you do. Shit!
Hmm?
What's that?
I'm sorry, sweetie pie. I don't do requests. But toss me a few coppers, and I'll shoot you a saucy wink across the bar. Suit yourself? I guess some folks don't appreciate a good ditty well played.
You won't find much fun here today. Guildmasters batten down the hatches till the Stone Lord problem's dealt with.
Guildhall is not what it was. No gambling, no blood games, not even a pissy little peacock fight. Bored.
Do you hear the Harpers were half wiped out? We should be sticking the last of their bleeding hearts instead of guarding this place.
The Guild's no army, however tough they act. Just 20 different thieving crews come to hide behind Nine Fingers' skirts.
Uniform's a bit patchy, I know. I was Flaming Fist. But the writing's on the wall there. The Steel Watch will be snatching up our contracts in no time.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Look now, the Guildmaster's little hunt is bringing all sorts of new faces out of the woodwork.
You can get near anywhere in the city from here without seeing daylight. Once you don't mind the tangy smell of sewer.
Right. Which crew are you with? Bellbreakers? The Children of Hor?
The names ring familiar. Two of the many crews that make up the Guild, a loose collective with ties to every criminal enterprise in the city's underworld.
Can't say I've heard of you. Spare me the story behind the name. I'm sure it's very scary. Fair warning, the Guildmaster wants no fraternizing with the Zentarim. They're here to work, not share war stories. They won't be much use to us if they're drinking and dicing when the Stone Lord kicks the door down. Well, whoever he is, he doesn't seem very keen on talking. He came out of nowhere and ate up half our turf in a 10-day. So if you're speaking to the Guildmaster, maybe step soft around the topic.
Bit of a letdown, this place.
Go on. Technically, I'm supposed to be on watch.
Maybe that's why this Stone Lord is pushing so hard. He wants Keen's underroads all to himself.
Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop. You buying or selling?
I could...
I would rather share my camp with goblins again.
You don't?
See anything you like? Let's talk, Pratt. Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop. You buying or selling?
What are you having?
You see an altar dedicated to Tyr. Tyr, the blind god, offers justice to all, innocent and malefactor alike. The law dictates what is right, be that reward or retribution. His unseeing eyes are a testament to the lawful life he lived and what it cost him. Make a sacrifice out of your own pocket and you may yet be blessed. You see an altar dedicated to Helm the Vigilant. Helm the Watcher is a guardian god, dedicated to the preservation of order. Many turn to him in troubled times. Your knowledge of religion tells you nothing more about the worship of Helm. You see an altar, Helm the Watch. Make your donation to him and you'll likely feel more vigilant, more resilient to the unexpected. This altar isn't dedicated to a single god, but instead acts as a conduit to many. Your god is one of many, and in this place you sense a spark of its mighty divine flame. It reads, "Show your devotion with an offering in your God's name. Blessings may follow."
Greetings, child of faith. Be welcome to the Stormshore Tabernacle. You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day? Of course, my child. Within limits. Behold my wares.
You see an altar dedicated to Mystra. Mystra, mother of all magic, is the patron of wizards and often called upon by other spellcasters as well. She's said to be a jealous goddess. Your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you more. You see an altar dedicated to Mystra. Your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you more. You see an altar dedicated Mistra. Your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you. You see an altar dedicated to Mistra. Mistra, your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you more. You see an old mist. Your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you more. You see an Mistra, mother of your studies of religion don't suffice to.
All right, time to skulk about.
You see an altar dedicated, Mistra. Your studies of religion don't suffice to tell you more. You see an altar dedicated to Selûne. An inscription reads, "Let all who worship the changing tides of life and knowledge feel the blessings of Selûne. Trust in the purity of my light. See the constancy in its inconstancy, and you will be guided aright." Your scholarship of religion tells you no more.
I hope this is important. For your sake. Come. We are rested enough.